How you doing, everybody? Check into the stream. Good afternoon, Monday. Darn, I just got back from driving back from St. Paul. It's way too cold. Way too cold. It's obviously not too cold to protest or too cold to do what everybody's doing today, but too cold for stream. Okay, too cold for live stream. The iPhone does not work in negative 26 degrees. I'm sorry, it just does not do that. I wish it could. I wish negative 26, which I think is negative 32.9 or something in Celsius. So it's pretty cold. It is extreme. We have extreme weather, actually, warnings. So there are people out there. There are definitely people protesting. It's Minnesota. Like, if I was one of the organizers of the protest, or if I was like a pro activist type of protester person, which I'm not, I am with media, but not really like, you know, my main thing isn't like organizing protests. I would be out there because I want to be a streamer then, you know, but they're out there in the extreme cold protesting. I'm hoping that somebody's taking video. I asked if Chris June was going to go out there so we could get some photos of the Capitol, but he was storm chasing, so he's not going to be able to be out there either. But I mean, this isn't going to be the last protest. There will be more. All right, we're in February still. It's February 7th. Sizable amount of people showing up to protest in the extreme cold. It's February 17th still. You know, we're muted. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Checking. Muted. Are we good? Oh, it must have froze for a second. My bad. So I was saying, where did you hear me last? Where did you guys hear me last? I don't know where I cut out there. Anyways, they're out there in Minnesota. Okay, there's protests in DC, there's protests in Houston. So we're just going to cover them from home. There's other protests too happening around the country, and anything I can't get out there for. I'm going to be researching IRL stream stuff. It's expensive. Okay, having an IRL stream kit is not cheap. We've looked into it before, years ago, back in 2020, and I didn't have the money, obviously. And streaming on the phone was fine, and it still is. Like if it's above 0, the phone is fine. Promise. Been using it for 5 years. I don't see it being an issue. Okay, so it's not like that is the thing. It's just negative 26 is not a normal temperature for many things. So we're going to be tuning into the various protests. Okay, there's streams and corporate media that have big cameras that are weatherproofed and can handle the conditions. Because I think it's cold around the country. Actually, I think we have like a big cold wave coming through the whole of the United States. So this is in Washington D.C.
Donald Trump, you are not our king. Elon Musk, that is not your money.
That's right.
America, we don't have kings. We don't bow to bullshit billionaires. We don't work for you. You work for us. And when we work together, we will kick them out, and we will build the country that we deserve. Thank you.
I think these protests are going to keep growing. This is like I don't want to be, it's not cringe, but it's, I want to say like liberal Tea Party. I'm telling you right now, I'm seeing it. It started off on Reddit. Like what was the first one I streamed? It was like 2 weeks ago, right? In St. Paul. And it wasn't just Minneapolis. It wasn't just Minnesota. It was across the country.
And I'm the founder of American Opposition. I want to start by thanking 5051. Having borne direct witness to their work, I can safely say that there has never been a more successful national organizing effort, particularly when you consider how quickly they've pulled this together. What they've achieved is testimony to the greatness of our nation. We built American Opposition to do what our representatives have failed to do, to serve as a hub for the opposition movement and ensure we can leverage the power of the American people to stop Donald Trump from destroying American democracy. That work has already begun, and it will continue for as long as it takes. We will never quit on this nation, nor will we surrender on our Constitution. Now,
this is live right now
the Constitution
in
as a
DC.
declaration, but it is actually a contract between the American people and their government. A contract that sets out how our representatives wield our power.
I'll do that. Hey, Asmon. Yep, exactly right. Asmon Gold. Yep.
Character, decency,
true.
Morality, security, maturity, discipline, wisdom, and expertise. Perhaps to a greater degree than any living human being, Donald Trump lacks all of those things. For the 10 years of tax returns that we've seen, he lost more money than any other American, making him literally the biggest loser in our history. In his first term, his incompetence cost 400,000 American lives. It's appropriate that the only person in history to be responsible for more American deaths than Donald Trump is his idol, Adolf Hitler.
All right,
Trump also told over 30,000 lies
in his first term.
His first 4 years in office, and he hasn't stopped since. He lied about an election he knew he lost, and then pardoned the thousands of violent criminals who stood where we are right now.
The guy talking is speaking facts. Only facts.
Desecrated our capital.
He has some energy behind it, but everything he's saying is true.
An adulterer, a sexual abuser, an insurrectionist, and perhaps worst of all, a proud, heartless, and stubborn idiot, incapable of even saying he's sorry or admitting he's wrong.
All right, so
this election is that now we're living under fascism. And for those who question why we call it fascism, the answer is simple. It became fascism the moment he fired the civil servants who had investigated him. It continued It continued when he began shutting down government agencies without congressional approval. And it has reached a fever pitch as he's empowered Elon Musk, a private citizen with no expertise in this area whatsoever, to steal our data and destroy our government like he destroyed Twitter. The Constitution is a contract between the American people and their government. And this government is in breach of that contract. Our system of checks and balances has failed to do its job and correct the imbalance. His supporters in Congress have accepted him as their god. The Supreme Court has declared him their king. It is time for us, the American people, to remind all Republicans that the constitutional contract isn't between the three branches of government. It's between us
and the people in the government. Yep.
And our government.
Yep.
We will not submit. We will not submit to the same fascism our grandparents defeated. We will not allow corruption or incompetence to destroy our institutions. And we will remind Elon Musk and the tech oligarchs who stood behind Trump at his inauguration that our power and the permission to use it will never be for sale. After all, we are more powerful than Elon Musk. We are more powerful than Congress. And we are more powerful than Donald Trump. The power of the American people is the most powerful force on earth. It's time to remind the people in our government of a very simple truth. They work for us. They wield their power with our consent. So here's my message to Donald Trump and every other fascist in this nation. You're pitting yourselves against the collective power of the American people. And make no mistake about it, you don't stand a chance. We, the people of the United States of America, are drawing from our history to stand up for our future.
I have Equix. That wasn't the problem. It's my phone.
In good trouble. In memory of John Lewis.
I have cold weather gear for myself.
Engaging in solemn
I was good personally. It's my phone.
Of Dolores Huerta and Cesar Chavez. And we will deliver on the dream he proclaimed from the other side of this Capitol, of this National Mall, I'm sorry, in honor of the great Martin Luther King. This is our nation, and that is our future. Don't you dare try to steal it from us. We will not allow it. Thank you very much.
Damn. Bars. I don't know who that guy is, but all right. So so remember this, or save these streams because I've done 2 of them now. This is the second one because right-wing media will start calling these George Soros events, or because they're distracted right now. Right-wing media is talking about Trump at the Daytona, or whatever the fuck. So like they'll get their propaganda organized in like a month or 2, and then they'll start attacking these protests. I'll probably start attacking me personally because I'm streaming them and covering them like anybody should. But they're going to start getting politicized even more. Like the right wing is going to call these like the anti-American protests, and just wait for it. It's going to happen soon. But these are grassroots protests. Just a quick before we tune back in. And I don't hear shit because the first one, nobody wanted to show up. People were shook. All the main activists turned it down. They're like, I'm not comfortable. I don't know anybody. All right. All the activist leaders in Minnesota, there were people I'd say that were like attached to definitely like the Palestine protests and BLM and like more of like the farther left activists that do this a lot were there. Not the organizers though, because they didn't organize it. it's kind of a cool club, you know. It truly is. Like, I mean, yeah, if you don't like what I have to say, it is what it is. But if like you're in the activists, it's like a, you know, like a club. So they didn't get permission from the club, so they didn't all show up. But this is like not this. I think this movement here is going to be more of like a liberal movement, more so than like far left. Okay, which a lot of protests are, and they will be there. But a lot of like the far left movements and protests are not like they want to tear down America. Okay, just kind of like MAGA does, but they would not be at like an event that like has American flags at it, talking about, you know, the Constitution, and they wouldn't be there because a lot of them obviously, you know, want to tear this shit down too. So, you know, they'll think it's cringe. I don't give a fuck. I mean, this is the type of protest that I could get behind personally. Obviously the Ukraine ones, obviously I support, you know, it's like an extension of myself, but like, you know, these protests that are happening across the country, or these 50501 protests, they're like more directly connected to the American people. Like the BLM protest, you know, that was for a community that wasn't my own, but I still stood in solidarity for, you know what I mean? Or for other protests, you stand in solidarity with, because it's like not directly affecting you, but yet you care about the thing. Well, this is directly affecting me and affecting everybody I care about, or like what we're seeing with Donald Trump as the president, and Elon Musk and Doge. So these 50501, that's the 50501 movement. I'll read it to you. The 50501 movement is a grassroots initiative that emerged in early 2025. Yeah, like literally 2 weeks ago. Right. So we're just seeing it start. The policies and actions of President Donald Trump's administration, particularly focused on concerns about executive overreach and the influence of Elon Musk in federal affairs. The name 50501 signifies 50 protests, 50 states, 1 day, reflecting the movement's strategy of organized, synchronized demonstrations across all 50 states. This will continue. Okay. So 50501, remember that. 50501, 50501, 50501. And I just said it like 4 times, so you should remember now. The movement began on Reddit, which again, I covered that because I was shook too. I'm like, damn, these are on Reddit. I don't know who's organizing these. I was a little sus too about it because of what I've learned from other protests, which that the activists were true. They were right about that. You don't want to like protest and you have bad actors show up. Let's tune back in for a second, then I'll read some more.
Futures, for our rights, for our educations, and for the way our country is going. For those who weren't scared of Trump's promises during the election, look for where we are in only a month. Eat the mic. It's scary to look at the news right now, but we have to stay informed.
Sometimes it feels like there's nothing we can do to fight him. But we can call our representatives, participate in protests like this one, stay informed, and never stop speaking out for what we believe in.
Okay, a lot of times too, a lot of people that are speaking at these are speaking for the first time. That's the other thing I've noticed, is that they're protesting for the first time and speaking for the first time. I mean, yeah, they supported the Black Lives Matter protests and they supported Ukraine or Palestine or whatever, you know, these last 4 or 5 years, but I mean, maybe people even showed up to march with the BLM protest, but again, it was like, you know, it was very much like police brutality protests focused at first. At the end, it wasn't so focused, but it was focused at first to like a very specific thing. So a lot of people, like, you know, it wasn't really like for me, you know, I'm not a Black American, obviously. So the injustices from police brutality don't really hit me. Okay. But still, I stand in solidarity, and obviously I have a platform and others can speak their, you know, what their reality is. That isn't mine. Okay. That's the important part about it. This reality, or this, very much connects to very much connects to me as a person. So again, the movement here that we're looking at began on Reddit. Discussions about nationwide protests gained momentum in late 2024 as Trump won, and then into Christmas. People were like, what are we going to do? But it's like Christmas and it's cold outside. They quickly expanded through social media platforms, leading to decentralized, volunteer-driven organization without a centralized structure or official backing. Kind of like NAFO. Kind of like NAFO, but IRL. Without NAFO, without the stupid UNU stuff. On February 5th, 2025, the 50501 movement successfully coordinated over 80 peaceful protests nationwide, drawing thousands of participants to state capitals and city halls. And this is going to continue. This will continue. This will not be the last one. All right. There will be more, and there will be more and more and more people going because it's going to get warmer outside. It's cold right now. It's February. People will go when it gets a little warmer. We're still Americans, right? And again, for me, can't stream in the negative weather. It's very difficult to do so.
But you've been affected by the recent executive orders. Please feel free to write them down. We'll be reading them later in the program. But please go ahead, check out these information tables. They will have a link tree to our 5051 DC group, as well as more information. Thank you.
Like for the Minnesota one, shout out to there's 2 women from rural Minnesota that organized the Minnesota protests that are from northern about 20 minutes north of the cities, or I think one of them lives even further. But they were the ones that organized the Minnesota one. It was just random. Nobody knew anybody. Again, the further left activists were shook. They didn't want to show up because they didn't know anybody. I don't even know who's going, basically. I don't know. I think this is going to be good. This is going to be a good shakeup because a lot of the farther left protests have a program structure, and a lot of things are discussed that have nothing to do with the topic of what we're doing. It's just kind of it turns into a rant of everything progressive and further left, which it can be fine, but not when you need a populist, the actual populist left. I'm sorry, includes liberals. I know that sucks, doesn't it, leftists? But guess what? It includes liberals, and there's more liberals. Okay, and you're gonna need them, or we're gonna need each other. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out with the protests, because you almost kind of have they're like-minded in terms of Donald Trump is a fascist and Elon Musk is not good, but the strategy I think is going to be interesting to see play out, because I'm seeing these 50501 protests are already starting off with a much different energy than what we're used to, I guess, from protests. Right? They're organized, which other protests are, but I mean they're all going to be following the letter of the law, and it's going to piss off. I think it actually will make more right-wingers mad, because they're going to be at the Capitol grounds of all the states. They're all going to be approved through permits, and I think it's just going to make more people mad than any type of unfiltered rage, which I mean we'll see how it goes through the year. But having random Americans that don't really protest and don't really do this type of stuff show up to these and speak, I think is going to be more effective than anything. In addition to opposing President Trump's policies, the movement expresses significant concern over Musk's involvement in government affairs, particularly his leadership of the Department of Government Efficiency. Protesters have voiced objections to what they perceive as Musk's undue influence and potential conflicts of interest within the federal system. The 50501 movement continues to organize events and actions, maintaining its commitment to peaceful protest and civic engagement. It has established an online presence to provide updates, resources, and opportunities for individuals to join the cause. For more information to get involved, visit their website. Which, do they have one now, or is it? It's on Reddit. They don't really have. Maybe there is a website now. All this has been organized on the Reddit. Let's find the other one now. No King's Day in DC. Listen, I want to hear about where protests are organized and laughing from MAGA. You guys raided and destroyed the U.S. Capitol building. You know what I mean? Like, you guys shot your load in one go, and like were caught in 4K, like beating police officers and shit on one day. These protests are gonna last for 4 years, and they're gonna trigger you so hard. You're gonna be so mad. I told you, you thought it was a game, MAGA. MAGA thought it was a fucking game. They thought like, oh, well, we won forever. Everybody has to listen to us now. You guys, you lost the 2020 election. You spent one afternoon because Donald Trump told you to. These are gonna last for years. These are gonna last for multiple years. And you're gonna see more and more and more and more people show up to them, and you're gonna be so mad. You're gonna be so triggered. And it will lead to Donald Trump losing. It's going to lead to him losing. Because the right wing has the media. Right wing has their media cabal. When progressive movements happen, it has to happen IRL, I've noticed. Or not even like liberal, progressive, anti-Republican, anti-conservative, whatever. All of it. It'll be a lot of people. Like I said, like a liberal Tea Party, basically. Who knows what's gonna happen out there? It's just literally just people gathering. There's no like there's no activist leaders. Nobody knows anybody. Because I know who like the organizers are at this point. I look for their posts, especially in like Minnesota. I haven't really been showing up or like been taking an interest in this one. AM Sparks picks, go smoke your weed and play video games. You were a dumbass. Are you mad? You're a little triggered, TBH. I mean, this is only one day. I mean, you expect this is gonna be 4 years. You know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you. You're gonna have stuff to watch though, but you're gonna be watching, and the entire time it's gonna be undoing everything you care about. It's gonna be undoing the fabric of this Donald Trump mandate. That's going to be unraveled, and we're going to undo that, and you're going to watch the whole time, and you're going to call me names, and you're going to say, Mercado, go play video games and smoke weed, and the whole time we're just advancing the cause, and the whole time you're not going to be able to do anything about it. Okay, just think about that. Okay, you're going to be watching, you're going to be trolling, you're going to be in my YouTube chat, but we're going to be making things happen IRL. And then when the time comes, I don't want to hear shit about the election was stolen. They stole it. Trump. Okay? I just don't want to hear it. Remember this. I'm saying all this now because this is the second protest and we're in February. Okay? Big day of protest. The second big one. They've already had one, and I was at that one. Tried to go out there today. If you're just tuning in, I wanted to be out there today in Minnesota. They are out there, but it is negative 26 and my stream did not go. I tried. It was not wanting to send in negative 26, and with the iPhone there's only a certain amount of weather protections around it in the extreme conditions. I've streamed in thunderstorms. I've streamed in fire. I've streamed I streamed in Ukraine. So I'll stream, however, it's not that, it's the physical limitations of the cold. We're like, nope, not today. You loving all the comments from MAGA? Yeah, they're gonna be so mad, it's gonna be the best. I love it. Only this time I'm not gonna be quiet. During the Black Lives Matter protests, again, it wasn't really my place. Okay, it was my place to use my platform, but like, I'm not. Police brutality has never affected me personally, and it's never affected my family personally. But that doesn't mean I don't care. All right, you know what I mean? A lot more Americans will be attached to this. I'm telling you right now, just naturally. Naturally. And the BLM protests were massive too. Tens of thousands of people. Now just imagine like an issue that's like class-based, that isn't more like police brutality kind of race centric a little bit. But I mean, this seems to be, it's gonna be like a class based protest against yeah, that's kind of like the little flavor of like what Occupy Wall Street from 2011, what the Tea Party that turned into MAGA was supposed to be, I guess. Very interesting. Very I'm actually pretty excited about these, to be honest. Who's going to lead the Democrats? I don't know. The people should, right? I guess. Somebody will rise through this, I think, probably. That's how it works. I don't know. I can't predict this one. I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't know, because I could tell you better if it was organized by. There's like I only know like how Black Lives Matter protests went, and then the Palestine protests. I've been to Ukraine protests, but they're not like they're very organized and marching, and this is a whole bunch of just Americans gathering because shit's fucked up. No, I thought in the first one a couple weeks ago in Minnesota that there'd be like 20 people showing up to this, and there'd be like 20 people at the protest. Well, like a couple hundred showed up, and that was the very first one, and that was without any security guarantee. Well, we had the Capitol. Obviously, they knew we were there, and the state police and the not highway patrol, but they had law enforcement out there, but there wasn't really a security threat. But there can be in marches. People drive vehicles through marches, so you do need to like organize some security. That is what like I'd say the more further left activists are good at when they protest, is that they organize a really good like security structure. But the message always loses, and then it turns into like a big commercial, more so than like the protests, and that always bothered me. The energy would be there with them, and then the marching and the chants, and then when you get to the thing in the place, all the energy would die because it'd be like a half hour of people saying the same thing, or like, hello, we're with the collective of concerned whatever, and we organize on these days, and we have meetings on these days. It's like, I get it, but like, people are here not to hear a commercial. Yeah, more people are out there gathered for the context of like why the protest exists, more so than to hear about your group and like what you do personally, I guess.
He's not orange enough. He's not orange enough.
Oh yeah, this is we're watching. I have one camera.
Bro has choked face on it. He's not orange enough.
If you're not left on every issue, then the left calls you MAGA. What does that mean, Timmy? We live in a two-party system, and that's just the reality of it. Okay, that is just the facts. So you can either like be conservative still and speak up against Donald Trump, or you could be complicit and make excuses for him the whole time. And kind of be like a white knight for MAGA, basically, but you're like, I'm not MAGA, but I'm just going to defend them every step of the way and criticize liberals for criticizing MAGA, but I'm not MAGA. That's like it's weird. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't agree with them, why, like, people obviously are going to be very against MAGA. Like, it's going to happen, obviously, for obvious reasons. So if you find yourself like, well, I'm not MAGA, but like you're standing in front of them, defending them. I mean, just think about the position it paints you as, you know? Think about where you're at. Same people that defend billionaires. Let's go here. They had the. Let's go. We got one in DC. Supposed to be one in Houston. No King's Day. And I didn't hear it. No King's Day. That must be what it's called in DC. You're pro-America, not MAGA? What does that mean? I agree with some issues on the right and some on the left. People make it a no. The people don't make it a two-party system. The U.S. does. If you have no funding, if you want to support a third party and you have no funding and you don't have a chance in hell of winning at all because you have no funding to support an election victory, I think those are resources wasted at some point. Like there's a point in which you got to realize, yeah, I'm not going to win with this. There's no path to victory here. Trying to find some of the other streams. Still waiting for Houston's. Ranked choice voting. We have ranked choice voting in Minnesota. It's not bad actually for local elections. Not a bad. I would agree with that. I could agree with something like that. Trying to find another feed here. Oh, they're set to give the LAPD another. Okay, LA's going off. Yeah, DC's out there. We have Film the Police LA's live in Los Angeles, California.
Heather Hutt's gonna vote for the increase. Heidi, why are you banned from Citibank? Heidi, why are you banned from Citibank? Why are you banned from Citibank, Heidi? Heidi's banned from Citibank. Literally banned from all Citibanks.
Okay, so he's protesting the protest. Interesting. Okay, CBS Houston is live. Texas was specifically mentioned in this protest. Where's CBS Houston's feed? Thank you, Dave, for the gifted. I appreciate you. I appreciate you tons. Do you have the link for that? Join the Discord server. If you guys have links to streams, that's why I'm mad I can't be out there, because I would be streaming and you guys could watch me. From now on, though, I promise. I'm out there. If you guys hear of a protest happening in the U.S. for America, I'm probably going to be out there. It's just too cold today. This is you got a feed in DC still. I don't have do you have the link for the Houston one? Join the Discord. No, do you have Discord? I can pull that up on my Facebook.
Just as a reminder, we have our medic team here, right?
Below zero in Chicago. Yeah, it's super cold.
Safety team that is around. We're willing to help you, right? We still have our speech writing, or I'm sorry, not speech writing, but anonymous stories, which are being written close to the.
It's almost like there's two protests or whatever. There's people on the other side.
On stage left, if you know where that is. All right, and then on the writer side, you can make flyers, right? Okay.
Here's New York. I'm looking for a feed from New York City. That's how many people showed up in New York right there. Again, this is February. February, everybody. These are just going to grow. They're just going to keep growing, and more people are going to show up. And MAGA did all of this in the shadows of their right-wing media for the past 4 years and cried in whatever corner of the internet that they exist in, on OAN streams, Newsmax streams, Joe Rogan stream comments, You know, that's where they organize and do shit. Or like QAnon drops. They're making fun of this, but they were all getting information from Mike Flynn, who was dropping QAnon Q drops, and they thought they were getting the information. Hilarious. Very, very funny. Okay, New York City. I'm looking for the link for pull this up here. Let me swap that out. We got Kingdom Come Deliverance tonight too. Can't wait. Thank you, Ann. Courtney, join the Discord if you haven't, though. And Houston's... Oh, wow. Damn. What is that? What the hell was that? Okay, there's Houston. At least one feed from Houston. It looks much warmer there. They're going to the other side where more people are. There's more people on the other side of the water. Damn. Damn, what is that noise? Looks much warmer in Houston, Texas. Maybe I should have went to Houston. I love Houston, Texas. W, Texas. Big W, Texas. Who's from Texas in the chat? Big ups, Fairfax, Virginia. Okay, so Houston, kind of a bad camera though. We'll keep that there. They're moving to more people, so they're getting to the other crowd. So we'll see more here in a minute from them. Let's keep it here while they're moving. Hello from the Netherlands. Yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, I cover protests myself. Obviously, if you tuned in last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was. Today, too cold. Not like that. Not too cold for me, but my equipment was not wanting to send a stream. I only have an iPhone. I've been using an iPhone to stream for the past 5 years. It's solid. It works. You know, it's cost effective because IRL streaming kits are thousands of dollars. But might have to invest in one, and I'll probably be able to keep it funded anyways through the year and these next 4 years, to be honest, because it's like you got to pay for the equipment and then there's a monthly fee too with it. It's not cheap. It is not cheap at all. But that's why I've been very cost effective to just use my phone and let it ride that way. But we'll see. I'll do heavy research so I don't miss this shit again because of extreme cold. It is negative 26 in Minnesota, negative 26 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like negative 32 something in Celsius. Just can't happen.
I like to draw. All right, back to the drawing board. Love you, bye.
Yeah, it's very cold.
Ooh, I love that.
I mean, not too cold to protest. I'd go out there. I have gear. I have all the weather gear, cold weather gear, layers. I have all my military gear shit. I have Equix. You know, I have it all, but this still is limited by the temperature. If it's too hot or if it's too cold, iPhones do not work well. Good for streaming. I love the features that iPhone can do for streaming and video and all that, but yeah, I mean, you know, you get weather notifications on your phone, or if it's overheating or whatever, it's how it goes, unfortunately. So we'll be looking for IRL stream kit and the equipment that I'm going to need to build that so I can be out there no matter what. It's basically just having like a backpack, like you have a backpack on and you have like a modem in it, and then it sends signals to satellite signals basically. So I have like satellite coverage instead of the cell tower coverage. But yeah, imagine the cost. I think it's like $2,500 for all the equipment. And then it's like $500 a month for the subscription fee. Maybe it's gone down since I last looked, but it was not looking cheap back in like 2021 because I was looking into all this. Maybe there's some more consumer friendly ways to do it. It is true. One of the demos you were in, our laptop died in the freezing weather. Yes. It's for sure. So I'd rather just be here at home and make sure you guys are aware of what's happening across the country. And that will happen. Like if I can't ever be out there in person, I'll make sure you guys get the feed from home and you can see what's happening. And I'm pretty well connected. I'm just getting more connected to this 50501 movement. Oh, they're cutting the feed. Is there like, no, there's, damn it, dude. I would have probably been one of the, is there no like streamers out there? It's cold. It's so cold. That's Capitol Hill. That seems like a different time. Some of those other like foreign YouTube channels, you got to be careful. They're not going to be showing legit. So we have DC and Houston. These two cities were these two protests were specifically organized on the actual movement page, and they were like featured, but they're happening all around the country. -15 right now in northern. Yeah, that's without the wind chill too. Y'all are really getting it. Yeah. It's not a game. I might rant and rave during my streams about it, but I'm not alone in my thinking. New York City looks like a big turnout. Yes, it does. We can try to find if they have any New York City feeds. It's only 11:26 in California too, so Long Beach, California is going to have one. Yep, I was just about to bring that up. California, it's only about to be 11:30 in California. These are all at noon. They do have a Discord as well. I have a Discord. You should join my Discord server. But the protest organization I've seen is on Discord, Reddit, Facebook groups. A lot of things that worked from like 2020 protests and organization of them for it to be centralized. There, 3.5% of the people need to protest non-stop. That's probably going to happen. I mean, you see this many people out there, and it's February. It's February 17th. I'm trying to. Texas is right here. I have Houston up. It's just kind of a still camera. I wish the camera was like in the crowd more. The crowd's over here a little more. Maybe I can try to find another Houston feed. You actually have both of them on screen right here. You got the DC protests in Houston. Okay, they're back live again. Or this one's back live. Maybe. Nope. Nah, they're not. Never mind. I think it's cold everywhere out here. What up, Joe? Good to see you. Status Coop. Let's go. That was Jared's place, I think. Nice. Look at New York. Holy shit. Don't forget the cannoli. Yeah, I know. I'm cool with Status Coop. They do a really good job.
It's going to be difficult for me to get into the middle there. Let me see if I can find where the march went.
There's a march too? That's a lot of people. You don't like the upside down flag? Yeah. I mean, that's your choice. MAGA used it when Trump was when we were trying to hold a Trump accountable for fraud. MAGA all posted upside down US flag pictures on social media, as if because Trump is being held accountable for crimes, therefore America bad now. I definitely can understand people having upside down flags now. It's a sign of distress. It's like a flag code way to wave the American flag in distress. So MAGA thought we were in distress when Trump was in court and shit. So I don't care. I care less now. That's what I would probably have a different analysis. I'd probably be like, yeah, I don't like that as much. But like now that MAGA was out there in trash bags with upside down flags, I don't care.
Don't do that. Yeah.
America has no king. Again, this is Status Quo's feed. Let me share their link in case you guys want to watch the source. Here's Status Quo's link. They're in New York City right now. We got New York City, DC, and Houston, Texas.
Excuse me. Hey, you have time for a quick interview?
Sure.
Cool. So just kind of start by telling me what brings you out.
MAGA crying in chat makes you happy. It's gonna get worse. They're gonna cry. I'm telling you.
Corruption, because
It's gonna be the best. Just don't soy out about it, all right? Be so free. If you soy out about MAGA existing in chat, they win. Okay? If you just exist and you're strong and you're here, then they're mad. Okay? But if you're like, MAGA is here, don't do that. Then they win. Okay?
And demolition of the government agencies.
Well, I think that almost everybody that he's appointed to his cabinet is grossly unqualified, maybe disqualified. It's going to lead the country into, I think, despair that we're not going to be, it's going to take generations to get out of.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that he picks on the weak. He's a bully. He's not going to get anything done. His idea of leadership is divisiveness. And if you learn from history, that's not how you lead. You lead by uniting people. And he is totally unaware of how to do that.
Absolutely. And, we had, for years, Democrats have been warning us about fascism, Trump. But their actions recently have been kind of pretty tame. Would you say so?
Yes, absolutely. I think what the problem is, I think the Democrats figured that they could just lay back and Trump's actions would speak for themselves. Trump is one thing. He's
not wrong.
Yep. He was able to go at people's primal fears.
Yes.
And the Democrats weren't counting on that.
Yes.
And
they don't know how.
Democratic leadership has a lot of work to do.
Yes.
Would you like to say?
Yes, all that.
I think that's about it.
Do you want to give your name? It's okay. No?
Good, random guy. W random people. More random people. The more random people out there with your feelings and thoughts, the better. Now is the time to use your feelings and thoughts like that guy did. But he's right. Random American. That's what it takes. If you're like, I'm nobody special. Yes, you are. What do you mean? Yeah, but New York City, it sounds like a vibe. You got drums in the background. I think this is just like the sound of New York City, though, like most of the time, isn't it?
Right, so
No, I only found one of a guy he's yelling at the protest. I don't know. I haven't found one that's just covering the protest. If you can find one or tell me, let me know. I'll happily pull it up. This is New York City, though. This is Status Quo stream in New York City.
Yeah, I worked for the State Department for 31 years.
And just kind of tell me what brings you out here.
I want federal workers to be respected, and I want the Constitution to be respected, because that's what I swore allegiance to.
And what are some of your biggest concerns about Trump's power grab and dismantling of the agencies?
The most important is that there's a process for funding the federal government, and we should be following it. And we need to have our voices respected.
And what would you say about the Democrats' response to all this? It seems that it's been pretty tame.
No comment on that, sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for taking time. Appreciate it.
Okay, still cycling through feeds. I'm looking for some more. Anything you guys recommend? Join the Discord server. Let's do. I'm just gonna create. Where are we at here? I'll just create a subthread for 50501 now. We'll just do it now. And all the years, because these are not gonna stop. You're looking at the origin of the anti-Trump movement. Okay, that's what it is. The last one and this one, and they'll grow because it's February. It'll get warmer. More America. We're, like I said earlier, we're still Americans. Okay, so it's a little cold. Warmer, better conditions for protests. It's just, all right, people are people, right? But see how many people are still showing up in the extreme cold. That should tell you. What do you think that means? People are out there right now. Warmer weather when you can wear shorts and a t-shirt outside. You see a lot of hate from people. Oh, yeah, just stop. I know there would be a lot of people in this stream. A lot of people. So it'll be tempting to argue, but promise you're probably arguing with a bot. Just remember this. The amount of time you spend arguing with somebody in chat, 99% of the time they're a bot. And they're like paid. Okay, we have amazing mods here on Mercado Media, but we're gonna have lots of people tuning in. So we're not gonna be able to every single troll. Plus, like, the trolls provide an algorithm boost. We try to keep it a nice as possible chat, the troll-free chat as much as we can. But I mean, there's like a tightrope there, to like trolls helping the algorithm and stream get out there to more people versus being annoying to the community. So it's like a thing you got to balance. But if you give them more attention, they're gonna keep leaving comments. Just think about it. W mods. Bot because you think different. Well, when all of your thinking comes from right-wing media and they like tell you what to do and think, and if Donald Trump stands up and moves one way, you follow him no matter what.
I'm here for my rights as a woman. I have the right, my choice to go and get an abortion if I need to. I'm a granddaughter of immigrants. They have the right to come here and choose to be able to have freedom, to have a chance to follow their dreams.
Absolutely. What are some of your biggest concerns about Trump's power grab and dismantling the agencies?
I mean, first of all, my women's rights to choose, the Project 2025, that happening. Him taking away the arts. I'm an actor. I'm a theater kid. Seeing that breaks my heart. Going into the industry now. I mean, ICE. Seeing that people getting stripped away from their homes. It's heartbreaking, and I'm here to support that. Just to fight for people who might not have a voice.
Now, what do you think about Trump giving all this power to Elon Musk?
Bullshit. It's utter bullshit. It shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't happen.
Absolutely.
Period.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
This is Status Coop's live feed, you guys. I put the link in the chat. This is in New York City. President's Day today. It's a federal holiday, so if you're like, oh, why aren't you working? Why aren't they working?
Can I get your shot?
Wasn't January 6th on like a Tuesday and it wasn't a national holiday? Weird. I'm gonna create that sub thread right now on my Discord server for the protests.
Are we doing it? Sure. Oh. So, one question I have for you is, Trump has quoted Napoleon's saying, he who saves the country does not violate any law. And then you also have Vice President Vance making comments alluding to possibly disobeying court orders. Do you think Trump is bluffing or would actually blow up court orders stopping his gunning?
Who are you with?
It's Status Quo on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's already starting to disrupt, ignore the courts.
Yeah.
He feels he's above it. So, yeah, but I mean, it would be great if the Supreme Court would stand up for us, but I don't think that's going to happen. That's where this has to keep going on.
Right.
I don't think the courts are going to. I've been listening to a great podcast, Master Plan by The Lever, and how this was all in motion since Nixon, to take over.
Anyone watch that podcast? I've never heard of that. Master Plan by The Lever? What is that? Who knows that one?
Warned for years now about fascism.
I've never heard of that one.
But there hasn't been any action on Democrats.
Right.
And their response to all this has been kind of like tame.
Yeah.
Would you agree? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've been calling my senators every day, telling them to get a backbone and to just say no to everything and whip up all of. There should be no Democrats voting for any of Trump's nominees, even if they're going to get appointed. I mean, they need to be coming out in the streets with us and standing up to this.
For real.
They need a backbone.
Yeah.
Did you sign say you're a teacher?
Yeah.
What are some of your concerns about Trump's dismantling of agencies and power grab?
I teach a lot of kids with special needs, so that they're funding, that money comes from the federal government, so that money could be gone. Asking us to teach the Bible, perhaps. Erasing the actual history of what happened in this country, and telling us what to teach, what not to teach. Yeah, I feel horrible for the students and what their future is going to be if this continues the way it's going.
Do you want to give your name? It's up to you.
Adam Marcus.
Cool. Thank you, Adam. Thank you.
All right, the sub thread is shared. This is live in New York City. This is Status Coop's feed.
All right, so still a lot of people here in Washington Square Park.
You guys should know in Minnesota we had Status Coop was Jared Goyette. W. Jared. Let me shout him out really quick. I'll give Status Coop a shout out. But just like me. Here he is. I don't know if he still does Status Quo. I think he stopped, but he was covering all the BLM protests out there, and I saw him all the time. He's Minnesotan, but now, okay. Ukraine was that one captured so many people in terms of how fucked up Russia's invasion was. It's great. Jared Goyette was a Status Quo out there with me in the Black Lives Matter protests. Standing right next to me in Brooklyn Center. We still talk because of his interests in Ukraine. Anyways, you guys join the Discord server. I'll keep this on up. Discord server link is here. I just posted. We got the 50501 movement sub thread. Look at, we got some photos from Minnesota. Wow, freezing my ass off for democracy. This is from Mod Ann. Took some pictures. Dogs against Doge. Maybe we should NAFO fellas against Doge. Why isn't that a thing yet? Elon Musk literally took the Doge Shiba Inu. I don't know why NAFO fellas aren't using what you already have. You know what I mean? You already are a bunch of brain dead dogs, right? Fellas against fascism, yeah. Not my Doge or something. I don't know. Did I make it? Yeah, it's. I'll put the link in the chat now. It's. I'm looking at it right here. The link to it. Here it comes again. It'll take you to my whole server, but it should take you right to this subthread. It's under the news, so if you're wondering how to get there, if you're already in my server, it's in the news section. Okay, there's a news channel, and then you click the subthreads up here in the top, and then it'll be right there. 50501 movement. If you need help with Discord, we have mods that'll help you.
Yeah, well, look, there's we have laws, we have a process, we have a federal government that does what it can. It's not perfect, but if you disagree with it, the way to change it is by changing the laws, not by firing everyone. There are billions and trillions of dollars that go to needed programs for healthcare, for human rights, for our VA, for USAID across the world that save millions of lives, for research. It's all been taken down, and if you want to make it better, there's ways to make it better. You don't just destroy it. It's going to take years to build it back up if we don't stop it right now. So this is unconstitutional. It's a coup, and we've got to stop it. The only people who are going to stop it are us.
Absolutely. And protesters quoted Napoleon's saying, "He who saves his country does not violate any laws."
Well,
and then you have Vance also alluding to possibly disobeying court orders. Do you think Trump is bluffing, or would he actually just support courts stopping government agencies?
I'm very worried he's going to ignore the courts and treat everything like it's his playground and ignore the laws. I think he has no interest in rule of law. I don't think he ever has. Going back 40 years to New Yorkers know this. He's always ignored everything. He's treated law just as a tool for his own warfare and for his own profit. I think we ignore it. He has told us who he was from day one in 2015, and everything that he hasn't done because people have stopped him. In the first administration, there's people in his own administration, there's people in Congress. They don't exist anymore. It's up to us. If we don't stop him, no one will.
Would you like to give your name? It's up to you.
My name's Greg. I'm from New York.
Cool. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Greg from New York. Greg from New York. Live on TikTok. Where are we at here? What is this one? Where are we at in this? Is this in Minnesota? No. Where is this? TikTok live. Fuck it. I should start sending a feed to TikTok, to be honest. I don't know where this is. Do you know where it is, Nick Hyde? Somewhere cold. TikTok is great. Yeah, I'm noticing. I'm about to start utilizing it. Okay. So the main sound is the New York protest still in the background. The Houston protest kind of, it's there, but this feed sucks.
Resist the tyranny of Donald Trump. I feel better and less afraid when I'm doing something. So just sitting at home following the play-by-play on the news causes me a lot of terror and anxiety. So if I know I'm helping to address the issue, I feel a lot better.
Yeah.
My main concern is morality. It seems like there's an incredible decline in morality across the board. Just not caring about people and just putting profit over everything. And that's what needs to be addressed. If we can, and then also obviously is a racial component to all of this. You know, Elon Elon Musk is a Nazi. I mean, he told everybody very clearly that he's a Nazi. And so there's a strong racial and ethnic component to that. And this hatred of people based on who they are genetically has to stop. We're all in this together, no matter what race, where we come from, sex. So, yeah. So hopefully we need to keep getting out into the streets because the normal avenues of recourse are closing. You know, he's not obeying judges, so we can't necessarily rely on the system to bring recourse. So we have to think of creative ways. We have to work together to bring change and sort of reimagine our society.
So, what do you think about the Democrats' response to all of this in the past couple of weeks? It seems that it's been pretty tame. Would you agree?
I think them trying to get into the Treasury Department is a good thing. I think they're saying the right things, you know. But and I agree to an extent with Hakeem Jeffries that they don't. There's not a lot that they can do politically, especially if the president is just blatantly disregarding the law. You know, what can they do? You know, so. I feel like it's incumbent upon us, the people, to do what they can do. So I'm not being super hard on the Democrats. You know, I'm disappointed with their response to the Gaza conflict, you know, because of their taking contributions from being beholden to AIPAC. You know, that really made me lose a lot of respect for them. But
it did.
You know,
that was a thing.
I still think that at the end of the day, it's incumbent upon us, the people, to sustain a democracy. We can't. It's a democracy. It's about the people. It's not just about the politicians. We can't continue to just point fingers at them. What are we doing? You know.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you very much. You want to give your name?
Rich.
No.
Cool. Thank you, Rich.
No problem.
Rich from New York. Status Coop feed, you guys. Interviews. This is in. Let's take a break from New York for just a second. Jared, he's doing great work. It's not Jared. It's someone else at Status Quo in New York City, but they're doing great. This is in Springfield, Illinois.
No fascist USA! No fascist USA! No fascist USA!
This is on TikTok Live.
No fascist USA!
No Trump! No KKK! No fascist USA! No Trump! No KKK! No fascist USA! No Trump! No KKK! No fascist USA!
Yep, we are trying our hardest out here. Fighting out in the streets. It's like 17 degrees out right now.
They're only occurring in blue states, LOL. Yeah, where the most impact is going to be made in the election. Yeah. Voter turnout was dog shit in blue states. 2 million votes. Remember that. 2 million votes. 90 million people stayed home. And even in blue states, Kamala did not do the best. But I don't think Houston is Texas a blue state now. Is Texas a blue state?
Yeah, Matt, you're right. There's protests across the country, though.
That is Springfield, Illinois. I put the link in the chat for her TikTok. And they're about to poll American democracy in trouble. Oh, that'd be a good one. Like the level of severity.
Actually does something about it. And the only mechanism that we have is protesting. And I think it's good that people are coming out for that.
Yeah. So what do you...
So basically, Trump has outsourced the presidency to Elon Musk, richest man in the world. Now, Americans are...
Is anybody streaming in St. Paul? Unfortunately, no. It's extreme cold here. It is extremely cold. People have photos. There's photos of it. Mod Ann dropped some pics from the event. What do we got here? AP feed? Where are we at? Oh, that's old. That was from the first one that happened. Yep, that's an older protest from over a week ago.
I think that, of course, the finances have always run this country, but it is now it has reached a level that is really concerning because it is irreversible. And that's why it is now so urgent that we actually do something while it is still fresh. If this continues for another 4 years, there won't be another election. And I agree. It's a handful of people who own the majority of the wealth in this country, and they ruthlessly use their means to achieve their goals. And this does not represent the goal of these people or the goals of people in whatever Wisconsin. They voted for somebody and have no idea what's going to happen.
Right. And, you know, we've been
Speaking of Wisconsin,
about, fascism, about Trump for years, but Democrats, their response to all this has been pretty tame and not as you know, like.
Yes, well, they responded incorrectly.
Yes.
Their response, in my opinion, was the wrong subjects.
Not
the wrong
enough.
Topics.
Yes.
They allowed the Republicans to be pushed into a corner where the discussion was about the rights of trans and gay people, which I totally respect, but that's the wrong topic. It's the wrong topic. We need to talk about the needs of the regular people,
yes.
which is number one, healthcare
yes.
and education.
Yes.
And the Democrats have
so true. So
to
true.
Bring that message
so true.
Home.
So true.
They made
Based.
the mistake of allowing the Republicans to dictate the topics.
Yep. 100.
Of course, it's so easy for them to get everybody upset about whatever. That whole nonsense on trans people. This is a so small fraction of the population. Meanwhile, nobody, absolutely nobody that I know is happy with their health insurance. People go bankrupt in this country. Mm-hmm. And did the Democrats talk about that? Hell no. That wins elections, not that bullshit.
Yeah. Absolutely right. What are your thoughts about the killing of the CEO of the healthcare system a couple months ago?
Well, I mean, it's a tragedy for the guy's family, but I do see the point where this is coming from. And nobody can be surprised. People are angry. As I said, not a single person that I know is happy with the health insurance. They hate the health insurance. The health insurance industry is burning billions of dollars of American GDP every day because you and me and this guy and that guy are on the phone for hours while we are supposed to be working and productive, while we negotiate for things that are not getting paid. That's the fault of the healthcare industry, and nobody's attacking that. Right? That, in my opinion, is the number one topic. If the Democrats finally get their act together, make that the number one issue, and people will vote for them.
Well, I don't think they will, because I think they're going out by the same people, the same billionaires as Republicans.
Imagine seeing a feed from New York City, and obviously the amount of people, the melting pot that city is, and the different backgrounds and accents, and saying that guy's not American, you fucking moron. You probably live in some backwater bumfuck middle American state that has no exposure to anybody else. Like, you know how many people live in New York City that are from around the world, but they're American? Ronald Reagan said that himself. That's why I know Republicans are so far gone from reality. Ronald Reagan said that one famously. You can go anywhere in the world and you can't become Japanese or German or France, or you can't be French. Like, I can't go move to France and become a Frenchman. I'm sorry, I just can't. But you can come to America and become an American. Reagan said that. Not a Democrat, not a liberal. Reagan said that. But I know. You guys don't believe in any of that anymore. All that's woke now. Reagan is woke. Reagan is DEI now. I had another thought too. Yes, 100%. So if Democrats can focus on class issues and just stay on that, it'll be so much better. Which they did kind of. They didn't in like the campaign. They didn't focus on niche problems. Like if you look at Kamala Harris's campaign, they didn't. But it was too little, too late. 100 days for a campaign is not enough. They campaigned in 100 days. But Kamala Harris and Tim Walz's campaign was not like identity group focused. It wasn't at all. But you know who was saying it was right-wing media. Right-wing media, you watch Fox News, they'll tell you what the Democrats are doing. They'll tell you what the Democrats are saying. It's all lies. Okay. But they absolutely did not focus on identity politics whatsoever in the campaign. Right-wing media does. They do. They say, oh, the Democrats only care about trans people, or they only care about black people. They don't care about you at all. Not true. Not true at all. But if the mainstream messaging from like Democrat politicians and the Democratic Party can focus on class, you will encompass all of the marginalized groups. It will like just naturally, like they'll be there because class issues affect everybody. Okay. And if that can be like the driving factor, the driving force, everything that guy said is true. Identity politics doesn't win anymore. It never did. I don't think it did.
They're going to be marching.
Republicans play that game. But they have all their power centralized to Trump, right? So their identity politics is how much of a Trump supporter are you? How extreme is your Trump support? Do you support Trump hard or soft? Democrats are outraged that men can't participate in women's sports. What did Fox News tell you that?
Well, if you want to become a member, statuscoup.com/join. Sign up as a member.
What did
that comes out to $6.
What did Joe Rogan tell you that?
Just USA.
This is Springfield, Illinois.
KKK, no fascist USA. No KKK, no fascist USA. Fascist USA. No KKK, no fascist USA. No KKK, no fascist USA. Fascist USA. No KKK, no fascist USA.
That's what I was bringing up. I think that guy kind of reiterated the point I was making at the start of the stream where, oh, log in. What? Shut up, TikTok. What do you mean I am logged in?
Give me a second.
They only give you a limited amount of time. But a lot of the protests for the past, like just in the last 5 years, have been very centric around marginalized groups, which is important, obviously, to continue having that. But it just by where am I at? Sorry, by stupid proxy and the way our brains work, that can create an idea that we don't care about anything else, right? That's not true. That's not true at all. But when you're only seeing like people gathering for like certain things and only certain things, it just creates a bad perception. It's dumb because it doesn't. It's not supposed to. But people take it as like, oh well, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. Like they're dumb. Okay, they don't have critical thinking. They can't be like, well, these protests right now, back in 2020, are because of police brutality, and Black lives are what are being discussed right now. Sure, all lives matter. Probably agree with you, but right now, we're pretty focused on Black lives and the effects of police brutality. Okay, these protests that we're seeing now I'm hoping remain class based, which aren't focused on like specific things other than like rich people and the rest of us, which right now is Donald Trump and Elon Musk in the government, in the US government, ultra rich billionaires selling out all of our benefits, our Social Security, our Medicare, everything we've been paying into, workers' rights, losing your job are all very, very important, and they affect everybody, no matter what your identity is, no matter what like niche group. And I think people that do have an identity want to be a part of, you know, a bigger group. They don't want to be like, say they have like a marginalized individual. They probably don't want to like remain in the community that is just like, but that's the marginalized community. Like they want to be a part of like a bigger group, so they don't have to be, you know. So I think just naturally a class-based movement is going to be more effective if it remains that way.
Stuck in an echo chamber of fake news, family members and friends telling them that trans kids are evil, same-sex marriage is against God, and women are lesser than men. We've seen this through Fox News, and we've seen this through President Trump. Look at the country we live in now. Some people say Trump is the closest person to God. It's absolute ludicrousy.
What are you talking about? Nobody is cutting our Social Security? Oh, yeah. Only every bill ever that Republicans had put up in the Congress to cut Social Security. But no, you ignore that because some Democrat said something that triggers you. But Republicans are voting to cut spending in the bill, which is how they used to do it. Now Elon Musk can just say that's bad spending and cut it himself, which is against the Constitution, which is why these protests are happening.
I want to protect my family, preserve our culture, and defend my right to exist. At the same time, I know Trump supporters do too. I'm a working class citizen. I'm not in the 1%. I barely have enough money to pay my bills, to pay out.
Who told me this BS when I watch C-SPAN and watch votes on bills? I did so much C-SPAN content watching bills get passed for the past 4 years because I was advocating for Ukraine aid. And I went to Congress, and I'm going back in April, and I lobbied for Ukraine aid, and thank God it was getting passed. But I had to watch all these C-SPAN feeds of other bills, and veterans bills get put up, and Social Security bills get put up, and every time Republicans are voting against them. Not my opinion, not CNN telling me to say that, watching them act, watching them move, watching Republicans be politicians, and voting against all of this every time. I don't know what reality you're in.
Dollars to turn us into an oligarchy, to further control us. Look at how they try to strip our rights, our freedom. We stand against Republican politicians who hope to dismantle us, and Democrat politicians who don't have the courage to stand up against it. But it doesn't just stop at the brainwashing of the right. Now corrupt officials are strong enough to take away the freedoms of the left. Abortion rights were weakened, immigrants are being forcibly detained, trans people are being denied positions in the workforce and military for just existing. DEI protection has been removed, and same-sex marriage is next on the chopping block. And need I say anything about health insurance? Our own lives are being churned for the profit of the 1%. Even Social Security is in danger of being cut.
Republicans.
We are Americans. This country was founded on protest of the wealthy to fight for our freedom. And damn it, that's what we've gathered here to do. I cherish America, and I will always stand by the American flag because it is our flag just as much as it is any Trump supporters. It is a flag that carries both red and blue alike. It is a flag tainted by history, but one that can be made better by us. And united, we are strong. The acronyms of the United States spells us. And never stop being proud of who you are. Never stop being proud of being an American. We are all here today because we are all American and want to see our country become better. The ultimate enemy is the oligarchy. And the red and blue need to unite more now than ever. And I'm going gonna sound very nerdy for saying this, but if I had to quote anyone, it would be Optimus Prime from Transformers. Freedom is the right of any sentient being, and he also said, till all are one. And that's a motto I want everybody to repeat with me right now. Till all are one. 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 Thank you for hearing me out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming out today.
Ken, I don't know why you keep saying Donald Trump's favorability keeps rising. It's not. His favorability is higher than his first presidency, but it's still low, and it's lowering. Every time Donald Trump steps up onto the mic, his approval rating drops. That's why at the end of his first presidency, he stopped doing it. Donald Trump straight up stopped doing press conferences until COVID. I remember 2019, I do. Because he's dog shit. And you get on the mic and ramble, and approval rating would go down. Numbers go down. And he saw it because he's a numbers guy. Trump is doing great, in your opinion. And your feelings. Stop watching CNN. I'm here all day long. When am I watching CNN? We're watching Status Coup. Status Coup. MAGA, you're going to have to find a new one. You guys suck at this. Blaming CNN for everything. What is this, 2016? MAGA bought CNN, by the way. It's owned by a MAGA Trump supporter now. And they make sure they put a MAGA on every CNN show now, so that way they can have a safe space. Every CNN show now has a resident MAGA on there because Trumpers' feelings were hurt so bad. We're MAGA. We have our own media apparatus, but we are so emotional. We have to have all of it. We have the #1 most watched cable news network, podcasts, fucking all this other right-wing bullshit. But CNN and The View, I'm so triggered. I'm a little puss. The View triggers me. Whoopi Goldberg lives rent-free in my head. Joy Behar. I can't even sleep at night. I gotta say 3 Hail Marys to my Trump poster to fend off the Joy Behar demon. All right, Phoenix protest. All right, let's go. Where? If you have other protest feeds from across the country, guys, that's why I built that Discord thing. Instagram. What do we have for Olympia? Olympia, Washington, W. Discord, Phoenix, drop it here. I'll look for it though, and if you can't drop it in time. This is in Olympia, Washington.
No FCC, so don't worry about it.
6 people are watching this. That's cool. You can say things like fuck on live because we don't have the FCC up our ass.
I'm streaming to the San Juans.
I'm sorry?
The San Juan Islands. We're streaming to the San Juan Islands.
Oh, okay.
Where are you from?
Olympia.
What's your message to the president?
Whatever the rest of them are saying.
Old guy walking through. He's cold. Okay, Olympia, Washington feed. Citizen journalism out there. I think we have some people from Olympia, Washington.
I'm streaming live to the San Juans.
Oh, you are?
Where are you from?
San Juan.
Yeah.
That's a place in Washington?
So, gotta do it. I'm from California, but, you know, we've had our share, believe me. But, yeah, no, you got to get out and stand up against these people. This is crazy. My family came here in 1650. So I'm a real American, and this is just making me sick. So we got to get rid of those people.
What would your message to the president be if he's here?
Leave.
San Juan Islands. Okay.
Just leave. Get out of town and don't let the door hit you. Know where.
Here's the Olympia, Washington feed. There's only 10 people on it.
For being here and covering this, I appreciate it. No, do you want to?
We're streaming live to the San Juans right now.
Okay.
Where are you from?
From Buckley,
Buckley, where's that?
base of Mount Rainier.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
Glad to be here today.
She's from Buckley,
Absolutely.
Washington.
Absolutely. We've got to defend our democracy or we'll lose it.
What would your message to the president be if he was here?
Go away. Just go away. And take Elon with you. We're going to impeach you.
Seems like Elon is a big part of this protest today.
Yes. He's in getting our sensitive information that he has no right to. None at all. Protect your data. Get Elon out. Done?
All right, cool. Elon, we got Olympia, Washington out there. Independent media covering it. You said Phoenix has a feed. I'm looking for it. We got New York. Hiram's live in Texas. Oh, MAGA, I hope you're so fucking triggered. MAGA, guess what? You're not going to be able to stop this. Okay. MAGA, check it out. You're not going to be able to stop this. You didn't troll hard enough the first couple weeks. You didn't comment on our statuses. You thought it was a game, but you were in all of our comment sections saying, "What are you guys going to cry for the next 4 years? You guys going to just cry?" No, we're going to undo this. What do you mean, bro? We're going to undo everything you care about. How about that? Everything you think you care about is going to be undone. And I can't wait. This will backfire. How? With more people voting? Wow. Because this is what it takes, honestly, realistically. That's what kept MAGA in the cult for so long, because you keep them interested. You keep them you keep feeding them shit, right? You keep dropping them little nibble. Like, that's why the QAnon drops were so important, because it kept MAGA waiting for the next thing to happen. Okay. Left-wing world, liberal world, people like getting out there and marching and protesting and doing shit like this. They like doing it. MAGA does too. They just pretend they don't. MAGA only likes it when they can commit domestic terrorism on a building, and they can go and assault Capitol officers and try to overturn an election or something. You know, that's when they like it.
Walter, thanks.
You're in Tacoma. How you doing? Okay, so Phoenix is out there. Here's the Phoenix protest feed. Peter Kozadar. Just kind of watching the march go by. Damn, okay, Phoenix. Why are people mad about cutting excess spending and deporting illegals? Because it's unconstitutional, that's why. Simple. You either believe in the US Constitution or you don't, okay? Cutting spending you don't like without Congress is unconstitutional. And honestly, Donald Trump is deporting less people than Obama and Biden. He's doing it all for show. The people he has deported, he spent so many millions of dollars of taxpayer money using military planes and Guantanamo Bay. It's all just for show. It's all just for show, because they just really honestly care about funneling money to themselves. They're trying to drain the US money and give it to Elon and Donald Trump's businesses. That's what they really give a fuck about. They don't give a fuck about illegal immigration.
Dehydrated water.
They really don't give it. That's not even a real issue. The real issue with illegal immigration is the asylum process and the backlogged asylum seekers. That's keeping the legal immigration process so convoluted. But honestly, I don't know why we've atrophied the fact that Donald Trump himself killed the border bill that would have given the U.S. southern border actual resources to legally process people. But again, you guys don't want that, though. You guys, it's like two things that true. The U.S. southern border crossings are not a big problem like MAGA and Republicans say they are. And two, they don't even care. Honestly, it's a prop. It's for show. They actually don't give a fuck, because they've already proven it. Donald Trump said those Americans can handle that fentanyl. they can handle that invasion because I'm not president yet. So they can have that. Well, Biden's president, and then when I'm president, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. But right now, you guys better not do a damn thing to that border. Better not even touch that border because I'm not the president yet, and I can't take credit for anything. Because this whole campaign was on like identity politics and the border.
People deserve help. We all know mentally ill people, and we all must stand together. And we do not hate mentally ill people. We must stand with our mentally ill brothers and sisters because they will be attacked. And we must stand with them. And I'm sorry, ma'am, you're right. Thank you for correcting me. Thank you.
What did we just miss?
So what I mean to say is these people, their disease is not being treated. Their disease is not being treated, and it is running rampant. And narcissism is not good. And it is not the quality we want in the people leading our nation. Get them help. Get them help. But they should not be leading our nation. People who are as mentally ill as they are and are not being treated are not in a position to lead our nation. They do not have our best interests at heart.
We agree with you.
Okay. Stand together! Stand together!
But we're here about our government being taken over by people we don't want doing what they're doing.
That's right.
Free Luigi!
They are.
They're dead billionaires!
Free Luigi.
Firing families.
That deny, depend, what is it? Deny, defend, oppose, or whatever. That thing's gonna go hard in the protests.
These mass communication mediums. Every time I step on a subway, I see people on their phones. You know what's on their phones?
I don't know how to use it.
You know what's on their phones? A bunch of propaganda. Y'all are being divided by these mass communication mediums. It's the mark of the devil, and I don't even believe in Christianity. But it truly is the mark of the devil, and these devices are collapsing our society. So stop being on them and get you a flip phone or something.
Get you a flip phone?
Use it next. You want to use it?
Yeah.
These are my favorite protests. People just get up there and just say shit. Just random shit. I love these protests way more than commercial activist protests. Okay?
Yeah, there you
go.
No, it's just unorganized and it's the best. People up there just grab it and you don't know if they're even going to say something good or not.
Well, anyway, we're here to talk about Trump and Elon Musk, who is taking over our government, and we're tired of it. We don't want it. That's the reason we're here.
You gotta hold it into your mouth.
This administration is crazy. They're nuts, and they have to be removed before all your rights are taken away from you. You have got the power. If you stand up, you have to remove these people. If you love yourself and your children, please listen and get rid of Trump. The day may come where we all have to gather and surround the White House and demand for this idiot to leave us alone. Because he is not helping us. He's hurting every single one of us. Everybody. He's hurting your children. He's killing people around the world. This guy is a maniac. Get rid of Elon, Trump, and almost all the Republican Party.
Thank you.
They're all cowards.
Yes.
Thank you. Let's go over there.
Right now, I mean, I know what's been.
Okay, so this is New York City. You got Olympia, Washington, Phoenix, Arizona. Let's check in with Phoenix, Arizona. No audio. Audio cut out. All right, well, Phoenix, Arizona is out there. If you guys have any other ones too, New York City is the biggest one right now still. Respect to the elders that come outside in the cold. Yes. Anything in LA? Just that one protest I had seen. Not anything new yet. We'll try to find another one.
son? I do. These are my names.
All right, everyone. So I'm going to shut it down. The protest has dispersed.
Oh, they have it's the Kingdom Parade in LA.
Okay, so I'll tell them about the page.
You want to get in with them?
Yeah. When
The grocery price isn't more important than my hard-working immigration reform. Another thing you guys can do to stick it to MAGA is make sure you like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel here on Mercado Media. Again, I do IRL streaming coverage on the channel all the time. So I'm at home right now, but in Minnesota, like I mentioned, it is negative 26 outside. Technology was not working well with me. So we're cycling through feeds across the country today. But when they're in Minnesota, or I even travel to other states too and film protests, I will be doing that this year. Back in 2020 mode again. I want to go to Ukraine one more time, but we'll see how that works out. That's what I want to do, but sometimes wants and needs don't match up, right? I would like to. I really do. I want to go back and deliver aid and one more round of journalism this year. But I don't know. I got to go with what I'm going to be able to get to the easiest with the less strain on my own community, because I'm independent completely. In terms of media funding, I'm only funded by my own stream and my own followers. So I do appreciate all that. You just got back from the 50501. Let's go, Dylan.
Thank you all again.
I went out there, but my stream, like my phone was not, the cold was not wanting to work with it. Drop 50501 in the chat if you know you know. So go subscribe to Status Coop. They'll be covering protests too. They'll be covering Trump events. They're trusted. Phoenix is out there, but there's no sound. Looks like it's coming to a close. So there you go. Okay, so just to give you guys just some background, if you're just tuning in, there is a plane crash breaking news. I'm seeing you guys flood the chat with it. Since about an hour and a half, I might switch over to see what's happening with the plane crash. But just to give you guys background with these protests, because they're going to be happening throughout the year. The 50501 movement is a grassroots initiative that emerged in early 2025. Again, this is the second round of them. The first one was 11 days ago, and I covered those at the Minnesota State Capitol. Protest the policies and actions of Donald Trump's administration, particularly focusing on concerns about executive overreach and the influence of Elon Musk in federal affairs. The name 50501 signifies 50 protests, 50 states in one day, reflecting movement strategy of organizing synchronized demonstrations across the country, all 50 states. The movement began on Reddit with discussions about nationwide protests gaining momentum in late 2024. It has expanded through social media platforms, leading to decentralized, volunteer-driven organization without a centralized structure or official backing. On February 5th, which is the first one, and I streamed that, the 50501 movement officially coordinated over 80 peaceful protests nationwide, drawing thousands of participants to state capitals and city halls. In addition to opposing President Trump's policies, the movement expresses significant concern over Elon Musk's involvement in government affairs, particularly his leadership of the Department of Government Efficiency. Which is Doge. Protesters have voiced objections to what they perceive as Musk's undue influence and potential conflicts of interest within the federal system. The 50501 movement continues to organize events, as you guys can see, and actions maintaining its commitment to peaceful protests and civic engagement. It has established an online presence to provide updates, resources, and opportunities for individuals to join the cause. You can just join my community, and I'll just relay everything they say to you guys, because I'll be out there, and any events that are taking place, I'll be sharing it with you. So if you can't find their stuff, you can join mine, and the links are in the description. And then we're watching the day's coverage of the protests, all right? But I might be switching over to the plane crash here. Some of the protests are dying down right now anyways. They only go from like 12 to 3 because they're all like permit protests, making sure working with the law enforcement, working with the state governments because it's important to do so. All right, let me see what the hell's happening here. But we're definitely gonna have more of that to come, you guys. More 50501 protests. Let's see what's happening here. Did Delta plane crashed? Oh boy. What the fuck? Oh, it's from Minneapolis too. There's a photo of it. I'm getting a thumbnail built right now. I'm just gonna do a new stream because I want to keep these protest streams by themselves, so you guys can. Because we're gonna need it. We're gonna need the. Because when right-wing media starts lying about these protests, it's gonna be good to have all of these saved, so you guys can be like, "Oh no, I watched when they started. They're not. George Soros didn't start them," because they're gonna start blaming George Soros, and they're gonna start saying that all types of bullshit about the 50501 protests when they're literally like they were started so randomly, and people that have no experience in protests that were like, "Hey, let's all gather to protest this shit," and that's how it worked. That's how it went. Keep the conversation going though, and join my Discord server for the 50501 until the next one. Toronto Airport. Toronto, Canada. Man, I'm not gonna. I'm driving. I'm driving everywhere, bro. I'm not gonna fly for a while, except for if I have to go overseas. I'm gonna stay 10 toes down on the ground. I love the ground. I love the earth. I'm getting the thumbnail ready. Just give me a second, guys. And then I'm just gonna redirect you guys over there. So just stay here, and then I'll redirect you over to this coverage that we're about to do. But for more protest stuff, again, join my Discord. There will be plenty of protests coming. They're not gonna stop. And crash in. Toronto Airport. Okay, let me get that. Let me see. Breaking news. Toronto. I think that people are sharing photos from the protests today too. In the Discord. Okay, all right. About to be ready. Make sure ads are off during this one. Okay. All right. I'm putting it for 2:45, but I'm about to start like right now. I'm just gonna end this and start it. So just sit there in the chat and give me like a minute. Yeah. Okay. Here comes the link to the. It's already built. Here it is. All right, there's a link there. I'm about to redirect you guys over there to it right meow. All right, and then if you're watching on Facebook and X and whatnot, I'll just start a new feed. So if you're on YouTube, though, you'll be redirected.